everybody, and welcome to Inner Compass, the podcast where we navigate through life's big question. I am your host, Lovetti Lafua, and today we're going to dig into a topic which is quite controversial. It makes some people smile, some people cheer, some cry, and some are actually confused. I'm going to start by telling you I had given my life to Christ, and I said I didn't want to say anything about such news anymore. But unfortunately, I had to take my life back from Christ because it seems like for me to speak, I have to be myself. First of all, we're going to talk on to Trump. You know, Uncle Trump, the guy who is quite controversial and is a bit humorous, and on the other hand, very serious. We don't really know where he stands, but that's fine. That's not our business. We're going to talk about the new things that he's making, the new policies that are breaking ground. Are they right, wrong? Who knows? I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to tell you that, hey, this is what Uncle Trump is doing. So you be the judge to decide it. Trump has said a big no to abortion rights. For some, this is a cheer. And for others, this is a nightmare. You know what? All right, let me break it down a little bit for you. Some people believe that conception and abortion are a moral right that shouldn't be crossed at all. No go. But others believe otherwise. Some people think that banning the abortion right is a thing of control for Uncle Trump and not a thing of moral. I'm not sure what it is, but hey, it affects a lot of people out there. While I was going through this and asking people questions, one told me that what happens when a person is being assaulted? What happens to the person's health if the pregnancy poses health risk or life-threatening issues? Well, you be the judge to tell me what you think about this. Make sure you put that down below, what you think Uncle Trump is doing about abortion right. Is this right? Is this wrong? You be the boss. From my review as a midwife, I would say that there can be some ectopic pregnancy health issues that will be abortion will be very necessary. So ectopic pregnancy, you're not going to let the woman have that. The woman is going to die, or the baby, like, it's not healthy, something like that. And see that in cases like this, should the baby even be born in the first place? Some people think that a child who is going to come into this world without arms, leg, or eyes and nose that are disabled shouldn't come at all. I have no right to decide this. Well, personally, I don't know. This is just a very personal preference for me. I don't know what to even say right here, because I think people should have their right, but on the other hand, maybe Trump is also right. Now, in my own personal view, if you ask me, I think restricting abortion generally doesn't make it any doesn't stop abortion. It doesn't stop abortion. It actually makes it a bit more risky, because people are therefore forced to do the things that they have to do to get rid of what they want to get rid of. History has proven us to that people actually fall back to maybe natural remedies, maybe other things that are not healthy, taking medications that are not really healthy. So this is something that we really have to weigh and think, okay, is this the right thing to do? Is this the right thing? No, we have no right to decide that. But I think personally that this is actually going to create more problems. Maybe there should be some clause, which I think there is already, to say that on the ground that so and so one can have an abortion. What do you think? This is another very controversial one. Uncle Trump has also banned every fund that is going into transgender research, saying that the sex that they have at birth is the one they hold, and is a lifetime subscription. They can actually not cancel the subscription anytime they want. Well, realistically, there are people out there who are suffering some personal issues. While I interviewed a couple of people, a transgender told me that he thinks that this is his personal fundamental right. You know, I had to say the word slowly because English is very difficult for me. You know, I speak many languages, but not English, as you can see. With all of this being said, I haven't spoken to a psychologist. He told me that, well, people have the right to their bodies and the decision and the things they want to make. It is very important to understand that gender dysphoria is actually real, and it is very unhealthy to deny the people of this right. How true and how real that is, I don't know. But Uncle Trump pointed out, he said, we are not going to use our taxpayers' money for that. And it's a subscription that they cannot cancel anytime. For the people who support Trump, they say that, well, why should we use our taxpayers' money for that? But on the other hand, if you look at it, why should the government also fund things like Viagra for men? I don't know. There's a little bit of controversy here. Is it that the people don't think, or is it that the government don't think? I don't know. I haven't got the right to say that. You be the judge. Make sure you comment down below and tell me, yes, this is what you think, this is not what you think. And of course, we could dabble into the topic together. All right. Let's go around the world and see the things that are happening around the revolution when it comes to women's health. France has just enshrined the constitutional right to abortion.
France becomes the first country, in fact, to explicitly guarantee abortion as a constitutional right. This is in France on Monday, enshrined the right to abortion in its constitution, a world first welcomed by women's rights groups as historic and harshly criticized by anti-abortion groups. MPs and senators overwhelmingly backed the move by 780 votes against 72 in a special joint vote of the two houses of parliament.
It says that it's basically the right of anybody to do that which they want to do in their body, so it made it constitutional. In other words, in 2024, France was the first country that made it constitutional in their gazette that you can actually do this, you know. All right. While this is going on in France, it is taking a whole toll in the whole of Europe because Ireland has just made a very positive change. Ireland has just expanded its maternity protection. Yeah, you heard me right. Argue that because shocker pregnancy takes more than just a few weeks to heal from, therefore the time has been extended. More about that we'll get in the next gossip news. The United Kingdom also introduced something very vital, important for women, of course. I like it. The United Kingdom introduced leave for miscarriage. This is a very amazing news, I must say.
This is a significant step forward. It doesn't just provide rights, but goes a long way into furthering how we talk about pregnancy loss in society as a whole. That miscarriage is no longer ignored, that it's no longer stigmatised as a sickness. People have been moved to tears of joy, relief and raw emotion, that their loss is now acknowledged and things will change.
And they said that losing a pregnancy before 24 weeks is just as devastating, and that women should actually take time to rest and most likely be paid for. I think this is really a great news, but the question begs, why didn't you do this decades ago? Why did you have to wait this long for us to suffer? Is anybody not thinking? Well, this is a good news for us, and kudos to you, UK. Thank you, Parliament. We like what you do. One more thing, in Austria, a midwife is most likely not sentenced, but she's not allowed to practice because a child is said to have died 5 days after birth. But what they don't tell you is that the child actually died in the hospital. So the midwife did all her part and say that, hey, I don't think this baby is doing well enough. I need to take this baby to the hospital, which she did. And what really surprises me is that the baby died in the hospital, but it's her fault. Something is not right here. Is someone not taking responsibility, or are some people not thinking logically? I don't get the point. If the baby had died at home, which that can happen anywhere, I could say, okay, maybe we should question the midwife. But the child died in the hospital, so doctor, what are you doing? It doesn't seem to make sense to me. She did her role. We were told that we had to transfer if we see that something isn't right, and she transferred, and hey, she is now being prosecuted for that. And also to mention that this person that we're talking about is a woman who is actually attended so many home births. She has actually transferred not the first time to the hospital, and it comes across to me as if she was being targeted and they were just waiting for a point to stop her. Okay, it makes sense to me because last year she actually went on air. She went on the television and she spoke about home birth, saying that home birth is the best. Okay, let's go to Japan. Our wonderful number one ally when it comes to epidural not taken is Japan. But something's about to change, and this is going to help all of us real hard. Every birth keeper, every midwife, not every gynecologist. I don't think so, because gynecologists or doctors, obstetricians are probably happy about it. But hey, I don't have the right to say that. But that being said, Japan is battling what you call low birth rates. So people are not giving birth anymore. The women are not eating as much as they eat, and the men are not giving as much as they should give, and therefore the women are not giving birth. But hey, you know what? Japan just said that this is due to the fact that people are having pains during labor, and so they decided to introduce epidural.
Let's talk a little bit about a very interesting appointment, a male minister for the declining birth rate.
Yeah, it's one of the problems that Japan has faced for years is a gender inequality gap that ranks among the highest in the world. And the outgoing minister, Seiko Noda, one of the few women in the cabinet, said that there was indifference and ignorance was part of the reason that the population is declining. And to sympathize with the plight of pregnant women, he tried on this pregnancy belly last year, which simulates, it's one on the torso, and it simulates the weight of carrying a baby.
Okay, but let's really face it here. Childbirth hurts, but it depends on what you call hurts. It could come in hurts, it could come in rushes, it could come in oxytocin, it could come in pain, it could come in love. Toothache also hurts, but you don't kill the teeth, do we? So I strongly believe that whatever Japan is doing, I'm sure they're doing it for their own best interest, for them to produce more babies in the society. Rather than just introducing epidural, it's just going to spread the laziness around it. So with all of this being said, I strongly believe that you can be the judge. You've seen what's going on. Some countries are actually expanding the freedom, others are restricting it. It's your decision to know the best thing for you, but stay well informed and always make sure that you get your information from the real sources. Why is Japan doing what they're doing? Why is Japan taking this drastic step? Because a man is actually saying that he got a pregnant belly, wore it for a couple of weeks, and then he found out that the discomfort and the pain is what made women not want to have babies anymore in Japan society. Explain the reason why this should happen. Maybe that will help more. I know the Japan government is one of the best in the world. That's very clear. But maybe reduce taxes, maybe affordable homes. I'm not sure. I'm not the one to judge the society of Japan. But hey, guys, we're losing one of our best allies, so I had to speak about this. My name is Lovetti Lafua, and I hope you like this episode. And the fact that the man actually comes out to say that the women are actually going through pains, and that's why they're not having babies. But I'm thinking, on the other hand, could there be some politics behind it? Is someone trying to sell epidural more? And is someone trying to take our rights as women from us? Because I am ready to do everything, speak about everything to take our births back. My name is Lovetti Lafua, and on the next episode, I look forward to seeing you.